thinking too much in my head prevents me to think. These are the times that I really feel I need you. Link. I'm jealous of my heart 'cause it can think fine. Link, I want an answer. Please give me an answer. Yeah, I want an answer. 'Cause I have the answers. Please give me an answer. Yeah, I know the answer. Link, I want your answer. And I hope it's the right answer.
What's up, everybody? Mr. RHD here, and I keep saying Mr. I don't want to do that. Anyway, Build a Drift to Kill It is back, as you guys can see. I'm sorry that there was a little bit more fluff to the video than I really wanted. Basically, the reason for that is I was just painting it, and I don't know if you guys wanted to see that or not. It's not a big deal. Anyway, what we're doing this week is the BMW M3 E30. Basically what this is it's supposed to be a small four-cylinder sports car, like a sports sedan. I'm not sure if it's four doors, probably isn't, but like it's it's not like a sports, like a Ferrari or anything. It's boxy, and so yeah, anyone who knows about cars knows about the M3, at least the M3, the M5. Basically what I did in this build, just to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit harder on me as it turned out, was to drop a 4-liter V8 from what was it, the E92, which is the not the brand new M3, but the newest M3 in the game. At this point, I don't know if they're going to put any in through DLC or whatever, but basically that makes it, because there's 414 horsepower, and I only screwed around with a little bit to get to like 450 or something like that, just to have it a nice round number and to have the race exhaust. Basically what that does to the car is make it really hard to tune because of the gears, because it only has 200 foot-pounds of torque compared to 400 horsepower, so it's like putting race cams and a race turbo on a car, right? It's just like, there's nothing there. So I was lucky to be able to do this video for you guys on a mountain pass, because you don't really need lots of torque. You can use the momentum from going downhill to push you along. cons of the car, and I finally have some cons. Those last 2 cars I did, you know, I wasn't really dissatisfied with them. This car, I used sport weight just because I thought 2,500 pounds or 2,200 pounds or however light it was at 400 horsepower was just too. I think it was 2,400 pounds, but it was too light for 400 horsepower. I was like, okay, well, I'll leave sport weight on. That was a bad idea, but that's my fault. So it'd probably be better with race weight, and I'm not going to put this tune up until I fixed it. It felt really grippy. I don't know if that was the weight or the torque or whatever. The gears were all wrong. They were too close, but yet at times when I needed them to be close, they weren't close enough. So they do need like individual tuning, not just final drive, which you don't know until you actually take the car out and try it, right? So, and I felt like the tires were too wide, at least in the front. I felt like the front wasn't darty enough for me to have fun with it. Like, it was still a fun car, but I felt like on edge when I was using it. I was like, okay. Like, I was in deep focus halfway through, all the way through this. It is a good car, though. As you can see, probably the best run of the downhill I've ever had, points-wise. Except for if it wasn't for one little mistake, I would have had probably 102, 104,000 credit or point run, which for me is pretty good because I'm not really a good points drifter. You know me, I'm more line and battling and stuff. But it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't the best car I've ever built. It needs more work than it has done, but it's a lot better than the one I built, which was too flubby and too flobbery. I'd rather it be too sticky and too grippy, rather than, you know, not grippy enough, because usually, you know, you can fix, you know, too sticky, but like when it's too floppy, that means you have to tighten everything up, like your suspension, your anti-roll bars, your bump stiffness, your dampening, and then it just gets really, like, it gets not, because you don't want it to be, like right here I thought I had it, and then I just kind of got cocky, and like, you want your car to be stiff enough as to where it's not going to just like all roll on one side and spin you out, but you don't want it to be too stiff as to where it is too twitchy. I find it when it's stiff, it's easy to fix because, you know, it won't get too floppy on its own. Anyway, if I had to give this a score out of 20, effectiveness and fun factor, effectiveness is probably about a 7, just because I can't imagine it being that fast. You know, I was alone again, right? Fun factor 6, just because it had me on edge. 7. Yeah, I had to count. If it was 13 or 14 out of 20, I'm too lazy. Yeah, 13 out of 20. So it's not the best car I've ever built, but thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.